Our planet is full of mysteries and unexplainable myths. In this video, you'll find some hard-to-believe facts that you just can't see coming. Warning: we are not responsible if your mind is blown away or your jaw is dropped on the floor. Have you ever struggled to kill a cockroach? This tiny creature is infamous for its tenacity, and it can live for weeks after being beheaded. But what if I told you that a chicken could do the same thing? Well, meet Mike the Headless Chicken. His owner, a farmer named Lloyd Olson, chopped his head off in 1945, but the chicken didn't die. So the family kept him around and dropped food and water directly into his hole thing where the head was cut off. Mike finally passed away after 18 months and gained considerable media attention. But how was this possible? Some theories explain that this is because chicken brains are concentrated at the back of their skull, and there isn't much of it anyway. For that reason, a decapitated chicken can survive for quite a while, living off just its nerve endings. That said, seeing a headless chicken running around will sure give me nightmares. If a chicken could be that persistent, perhaps we could find a tough human like that, right? Of course, yes. This is Park Ranger Roy Sullivan, who survived 7 lightning strikes. He worked at Shenandoah National Park in Virginia and was struck by lightning 7 times from 1942 to 1977. The Guinness World Records recognized him as the person struck by lightning more than any other human. And for statistics, the chance of a human being struck this many times is even far rarer than the chance of the Avengers winning over Thanos, 4.15 in 100 nonillions. What a lucky and unlucky guy. But for the most persistent vertebrate to live, maybe we need to give the crown to the Greenland sharks. They are known to have the longest lifespan of at least 272 years. Some of them are expected to live around 500 years. Wow, we could call him the Ancient One then. Alright, let me slow down for my Marvel references. Scientists keep finding new hard-to-believe things almost every day. At least that's what I learned since I started this channel. Did you know that they once found a humpback whale in the middle of the Amazon forest? It's like finding a lion in the middle of the ocean. In February 2019, people came across the body of a 1-year-old humpback in an area of mangrove trees in northern Brazil. The cause of death is unknown. Researchers believe that the humpback whale somehow washed into the river mouth of the Amazon and was stuck on land as the tides pulled back. Still, this is just a hypothesis. Sometimes, discoveries by scientists are not appreciated. But even for something like landing on Mars? In 1977, NASA was sued by 3 men from Yemen, accusing them of trespassing on the Red Planet. The men claimed to have inherited the planet from their ancestors 3,000 years ago. Sounds ridiculous, right? But let's make it clearer. In ancient Yemen, there was a long-lost civilization, and according to the legend, this civilization had 7 temples on each of the planets of the solar system. So who knows, right? What if Star Trekking actually existed in this lost civilization? The universe just keeps surprising us with mind-blowing possibilities. Did you know that 1 teaspoon of a neutron star has the weight of about 900 pyramids of Giza? And these stars are very small, only about 20 kilometers in diameter. But they are about 1.5 times the mass of our solar system's sun. Because neutron stars are so dense, just 1 cubic meter would be equal to the weight of the entire Atlantic Ocean. Alright, let's get back to Earth. I have a question for you. What is the shortest way for a plane to fly between 2 destinations? Your answer is probably the straight line, right? Well, you are wrong. What? Did movies lie to me with their graphics? Yes, because the world map is 2D, while we actually have a 3D globe in real life. And since the Earth's shape is a sphere, the shortest distance between 2 destinations, let's say point A and point B, is actually the arc of the circle that goes through 3 points, point A, point B, and the center of our planet. So, as the crow flies is not that fast after all. Speaking of planes, we have a quick trivia for you. the shortest commercial flight is only 57 seconds, connecting 2 islands in Scotland. Did you know that the year Star Wars: A New Hope came out was the same year that France last executed a person by guillotine? Yep, you heard that right. The first Star Wars movie was released in 1977, and the last person to get decapitated in France was in that year as well. That person was also the last person to be legally executed by beheading in the Western world, and it happened only about 50 years ago. Crazy, right? Let's get even crazier. Just 1 year later, and still in France, a man named Michel Lotito started eating an entire plane and finished devouring his metal-filled meal in just 2 years. He is known for the unusual tolerance for eating dangerous objects, such as metal, glass, rubber, and more. French people always amaze us, eh? In 2019, a 59-year-old man in Denmark went to hospital complaining about his runny nose and his loss of smell over the last 2 years. Then, the doctors found something hard to believe: a tooth growing inside the middle of his nose. Later on, he underwent surgery to have a tooth-free nose. But just imagine the horror of seeing a tooth inside someone's nose. On the subject of the nose, have you ever wondered why you don't see your nose more regularly, even when it's right in front of your face? It turns out that you can always see your nose, but your mind just decides to ignore it. Our brain can play tricks on us like that. Maybe that is why my crush seems to find me invisible. Next, let's talk about one of the founding fathers of America, Benjamin Franklin. Will we get to know more of his impressive accomplishments as an inventor and politician? Nope. We will learn about an essay called Fart Proudly. I'm dead serious. In his 1781 essay, Fart Proudly, he urged scientists on creating a medicine to make farts smell good, and not only inoffensive but agreeable as perfumes. And that invention would trump many of scientists' biggest achievements, he claimed. But what can I say? Maybe one day we will see a perfume labeled Eau du Fart, inspired by Benjamin Franklin. The theory of evolution is one of the most controversial topics of our time. Some choose to believe in Darwin's theory, and some keep their belief in the gods intact. But did you know that to come up with this theory of evolution, Darwin not only observed animals, but also tasted every one of them? When he was a student in Cambridge, Darwin and his fellows founded a group called Glutton Club, which met weekly to seek and eat strange flesh. Darwin continued his freaky action for years later. He ate every subject he studied, including owl, puma, armadillo, iguana, tortoise, which he even drank its bladder content, rodents, insects, and so many more. Do you wonder what happened when he studied the species called Homo sapiens? I wonder about that part too. Of course, that was not documented. But anyway, in the eyes of Darwin, they're just some kind of apes, right? Sadly enough, some scientists still follow this eating subject ritual without thinking seriously about the real cause behind the action. Is it just for scientific purposes? Lastly, did you know that there are millions of channels on YouTube? And somehow you ended up here, watching our video. So, what's next? Leave us a like and some comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.